for the love of fucking God, y'all need to understand, it's not Democrats versus Republicans or whites versus black. It is us versus them. Rich versus poor. This is a class war. And if you don't want to be a fucking slave, you're going to have to shut the fuck up and listen to understand and then fucking respond.
Okay, here we go. All right.
All right, here we go.
All right, here we go. Dang, what did we talk about last time? I mean, I know what we talked about, but was it December?
It was, I believe it was in December.
Oh, yeah, it was. It was before the inauguration.
Yes.
And it was before. And we was like, let's wait. So when we do this episode, we have things to talk about.
Yeah. Definitely have things to talk about now.
Well.
How about we woosah in? Because it's about to get heavy.
A little bit heavy. I done lost my mind and came back already.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, here we go. Okay. How are you doing? How are you doing this fine 2025?
2025 has been good, I think.
I don't think.
I mean, in my little bubble of life, it's been okay.
Oh, yeah.
Outside of my life, this whole entire world, I wouldn't say necessarily good, but
yeah.
I mean, there's good and bad happening all the time, but we
Yes.
definitely only hear of all the bad things happening.
Yeah, that's how you make money. I don't understand how people just make money off bad. I feel like if people were happy, you can do the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's just like chaos makes money, and I feel like it happened both ways, and we just haven't tried the other way.
It's shock value. It's easy. It's just easy to...
It's easy to piss people off.
Yeah, oh, for sure. I mean, people in my life love to, test those buttons.
Oh, yeah, I know it.
So, I mean, yeah, like reality TV shows, those aren't real.
No, they're fake.
But they're so entertaining
They're
to
realish.
some.
But yeah, our last episode didn't do too hot.
Yeah, we talk a lot.
So we're not gonna bore you with the real life stuff too much. But after we get through this dread of the first half of the show, then we're gonna talk about our future Japan trip.
Yes.
Yay.
Start off with a little sadness and with a little happiness.
Yeah, let's wrap it up with good vibes, because that's what we need to survive.
Heck yeah, we do.
Right. So I'm gonna insert the video here.
A lot of you guys are flocking to my page because you saw the video I made about the TikTok ban in America. And literally, within the first 5 seconds of that video, I start off by saying a lot of Americans are intentionally missing the point because it's not about the TikTok ban. And what do a lot of Americans do? They intentionally miss the point. And they hop in the fucking comments arguing about fucking TikTok. Stop crying about social media. Intentionally missing the point. Y'all are in the comments arguing about who voted for who like it fucking matters. It doesn't. It wouldn't have mattered if you voted Democrat or Republican. The one thing we genuinely realized after this TikTok ban took place, and we had to venture out into the wild world, literally the world of social media, is that America is not a country. We're a corporation. We live in an oligarch, okay? And they need a fucking slave force. And they have been propagating us all of our lives, so much so that Americans are literally conditioned to rage bait. They're conditioned not to listen, just to get riled up and respond. This is real. The AI algorithms have determined that the way to be successful on American social media is posting rage bait, because all y'all like to fucking do is argue. They have successfully divided a nation of people. And I was raised by a Polish immigrant who migrated here legally, which oddly enough, I have to stipulate now in America due to the mass deportations coming up. My father's family legally migrated here after the Holocaust. Do you know why the Holocaust was so successful? Because of propaganda. It is a technique of degradation. You turn your enemies against your enemies and you let them eliminate each other. The more divided people are, the more political discord that exists, the easier it is to control the narrative. You also have to dehumanize a subgroup of citizens or people for that matter. And what is that? That's the mass deportations that we've got coming up. It is literally history repeating itself, except it's not for racial eugenics. It's for modern day slavery. They need a slave force. Capitalism does not work without slavery. It never has and it never will. It's never been abolished in America. It was only rebranded. That is something that Americans learned when they ventured out into the wild world of social media. We can't unsee what we've seen. We can't unknow what we know. And for the love of fucking God, y'all need to understand, it's not Democrats versus Republicans or whites versus black. It is us versus them. Rich versus poor. This is a class war. And if you don't want to be a fucking slave, you're going to have to shut the fuck up and listen to understand and not fucking respond. What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
So what did you think about that video?
I mean, I think she makes a lot of sense, for sure. And I feel like it makes me open my eyes a little bit more because, to be honest, I feel like I've been feeling so overwhelmed with everything that's been happening. It's a lot easier to just check out.
Yes.
And just kind of write everything off like, oh, you know, I don't know much about politics, so this doesn't really affect me. But it really does.
It affects everyone. I mean,
it really does.
It affects, I would say, it affects you a bit more directly than it does me.
Yeah, and I think that she's right when she says that people are not getting the point, right? Everyone's taking what's happening at face value and they're not understanding behind the meaning of a lot of things that are happening.
Yeah, it's like what she's doing and what she's saying is kind of what I wanted the future of the DYNA cast to go, but she's doing it, so I don't have to. There is also this thing like, because me being a black man and speaking the way she is, she's saying everything exactly the way I want to say it.
Yeah.
People won't listen to me.
No.
People haven't listened to us, which is why we're in this situation now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's so I'm glad someone is saying it who's a bit lighter, you know. We're all speaking up despite that, but
yeah,
I just feel like I don't know what other way to say this. This sounds kind of icky, but it's like someone else is doing the work for me, so I don't. Yeah. But I'm like, I'm here to fight the fight, but I don't necessarily want to
reinvent
put my face,
the wheel.
Well, I don't want to put my face on it because I still want my peace.
Yeah.
You know? And I feel like I've been fighting for peace my whole life, you know?
Yeah. You don't want to be a sergeant. You just want to be a soldier.
Not even.
Metaphorically, not literally.
Yeah.
But I 100% agree. I like just going into like the things that are happening right now. The mass deportations are obviously a huge thing that are happening right now. And at first it's like, he's not going to do that. And then you're seeing all these people actually getting deported, and it's affecting our cities. And even at where I work, you know, we had a whole ICE policy, how to approach them if they come to us, like what to do if we have clients who are immigrants. And it's scary because you don't think these things are really going to happen. And it almost feels like we're being rounded up in a sense, right? You know, luckily my parents came in legally, and my mom's a resident now, and I don't have to worry about them. But I do have friends and family members who are not here, I guess, legally for Trump. And it's scary to think that they're gonna have to go back to a place that they've never even known to begin with.
Yeah, it's like telling me to go back to Africa. I'm like, my ancestors were born here. What do you mean I can't?
Yeah. And I feel like our generation doesn't take it serious because the amount of memes that are like, even like I've seen a Japanese meme where like the kid is Japanese, obviously, and he's like, shit, they're gonna send me back to my place. I'm gonna pretend, and like it's that part of Scary Movie where she's like, hello, chicken teriyaki Mitsubishi. And he's like pretending to be like full Japanese so he can get a full like Japanese experience for free. And I'm like, you know what? Shoot, send me to go ahead and send me over there to Mexico. There's some beautiful places I want to visit while I'm out there. But in all seriousness, I think that's how we cope with just the craziness happening in life. Like we just try to laugh it off.
Laugh it off. That's what I do. I feel like we got into this situation because people want to make excuses and say, oh, Kamala didn't do this and Kamala didn't do that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, no one listens to black people when they speak.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Yeah.
You know? And it's all due. People didn't vote for Kamala. Do you hear that car?
That little dog.
Yeah. People didn't vote for Kamala simply because she was a black woman. And any excuse they could find to not vote for her, then they use that excuse. But then there's, when you talk about Trump, homeboy is a whole ass criminal.
Yeah.
And he has plenty of failures, you know, this even before becoming a president. And people wanted to compare them. Oh, we have to pick the lesser of the evil. I'm just like, no. One is clearly evil, is clearly bad, and the other person is trying to help. And that discussion, that whole thing, the lesser of two evils thing, that is just like that kind of made me want to throw up.
Yeah.
Because now here, like I said, here we are. Like we would have been back to the same old lame shit we would have been living in, you know? Things would have been a little bit better. But would things have changed much? No. But now homeboy's trying to turn this whole country on its head.
Yeah.
You know?
And I feel like for me, I honestly don't know too much about politics. And I know that being 30, maybe that's not the best thing. But culturally, growing up, like our parents would tell us, like, you know, oh, like politics, that's not necessarily for us. It doesn't really apply to us. Because, you know, some of my family are immigrants, or some of them are coming from Mexico, and you know, they didn't grow up really participating in the politics. And some of my family members now participate in politics and are not like frowned upon, but they're like, oh my gosh, like you're just constantly talking about politics. You're just constantly throwing it in people's face.
It affects us.
And I think that culturally we just didn't know that. And so when I turned like into my 20s, I realized like maybe I should start voting. And I told my parents, and they're like, well, you know, it doesn't really matter. Like, you know, everything's rigged. Like, you know, they have it all systematically placed. You know, whoever's going to win is going to already know. And so it kind of like discouraged me in a sense. Not that my parents were trying to do anything negative. It's just they didn't feel like they had a say. And so now being where I'm at now and seeing how much this has really like the politics have really affected us. Like, I do regret not being more educated in these things for sure.
What she said about, you know, turning your enemy against your enemy and letting them destroy each other. That was the whole culture war bullshit. Everything was a distraction from the main objective, you know? So they got us arguing over here over gender stuff and DEI and all that stupid stuff. But
if Diddy did it,
if Diddy did it, whatever wild ass conspiracy, you know, on the conspiracy theories were hot, and I don't hear too much conspiracy theories now to think about it.
Yeah.
But it's that was all a distraction.
Yeah.
Just to keep us, you know, not so we're not paying attention to what they're doing.
Yeah, no, I believe that there is a whole system of keeping us distracted. That's why certain things, like right now, like all the airplane, that's been freaking me out. Like
I'm trying to go to Japan.
all the airplanes are falling out of the sky.
No, they've been falling out of the sky though.
Yeah, and when you started sending me that, because I have a big fear of going on a plane and crashing. And
that's the fear for
yeah, but I mean, yeah, no, yeah, for sure. But for me, it's like every time I get on a plane and just a tad bit of turbulence, I'm already like, we're dead. Like, this is the last plane. I didn't even say I love you to my mom enough. Like, I start thinking about everything I regret in life. And seeing all of this, I'm like, okay, what is really happening? Because some of these videos I was like looking over and people are like, this happened years ago. Or like, this happened months ago or something like that. But now they're all just coming at the same time to make it look like all of these things are happening right now. And I remember something like that happened a couple years ago, and somebody was like, do not get distracted from what they're truly trying to do. And it was something politically was happening, and they were throwing all this bullshit out so people can get distracted from the reality.
I feel like it would have been during COVID, if whatever it was.
Yeah,
when they brought up the aliens and the murder hornets, remember?
Oh yeah. I was like, okay, no, what's really happening? They want us to worry about stupid ass hornets, but what are they really doing?
And funny enough, when he came through, guess what dropped? Guess what news dropped? Fucking UFOs again.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
That's so true. Oh my gosh. And here I am just eating it all up. I'm like,
the thing is like they count on us being stupid.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, even when the Department of Education was formed a long time ago, it was all kind of like educate the people, but don't educate them enough.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And they count on us on being stupid.
Yeah.
So they can control us. But the thing is, we give them their money, and they count on us on being divided. But when you look at other countries, when they're like, I guess it's easier because if you go to Germany, everyone's German. You go to Japan, everyone's Japanese.
Japan.
Yeah, everyone's Japan.
Everyone's Japan. I am Mexico. Look at us talking about Americans being dumb. Huh?
But I guess it's easier to find unison that way. But it's just I don't understand how they're still using these same tactics from decades ago and they're still working. And that's all due to not being educated. Like Andrew Tate is out there on the internet, which is made by someone who read books and studied science, is talking about you don't need to read books, be street smart. Like, how are you on the internet saying that when someone who read a book created the internet?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's the
There's somebody had told me recently, one of my coworkers, he was like, Americans have too much freedom, and that's why we can't get our shit together.
I feel like it. I feel like that's the problem. Because just like Homeboy came out, fucking Elon Musk. Yes, I drive a Tesla. No, I do not like Elon Musk. If you touch my car, I will fuck you up. I promise. I paid good money for my car. I had it for 3 years. 3 years.
Has it been 3 years with your baby?
It's been 3 years with my Tesla.
Aww.
Yeah. But anyway, that's the besides the point. He, during the inauguration, did they're calling it the Roman salute. I guess that's where it came from.
Okay.
Yeah. Clearly did it.
Yeah.
I send my hearts out to you. And no. The whole world seen it.
They try to blame it on the tism.
No. No.
I was like, I know people with autism. I've never seen them.
I never. What? I'm gonna get to that. But the thing is, everyone around the world knows what's going on here, but everyone in America is too dumb enough to call it what it is. You know? And that's not the first time. Like, he did it blatantly. There was another time before that where J.D. Vance, this is audio. I will try to find a video of it if I can. But he was just like, hand on his heart, and he did like a wave thing. And he kind of bowed, and he did that. And he kind of bowed. He was doing that.
Yeah.
And I was like, look at this motherfucker. It's just like a dog whistling. And then I think it was Laura Trump. If there's a Laura Trump, she was talking to something about it. Here I go. I'm gonna. You can't see me doing it, but she said something like all over the world, and she kind of crossed her legs and kind of did it like that. And I'm like, you guys aren't seeing this?
Yeah.
This is an accident. You know, you know what I mean? But then there's always an excuse for white people doing crazy shit. But let it be one of us, then they're throwing us under the bus quick. We're guilty on sight.
Well, yeah, like when the BLM movements were happening, I went to one here in downtown, and we were just talking. Like we literally just started grouping up, and you know, people were sharing their stories. And tell me why these men were on top of the building with guns pointed at us. I'm like, we haven't even done anything yet. Like, we're just getting here. And then there was the Wade versus Roe. Roe versus Wade. Roe versus Wade. Oh my gosh. Don't blame me, all right? I told you I wasn't, very intellectual, but we went to that one too, and that one had security, but it wasn't as extreme as the BLM movement. And then there is the obviously the protests that are happening right now that are full of security again.
I feel like there has been not one riot since all of these protests. Not one.
No.
Because it's kind of like now it's like this is almost like Avengers Endgame. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is it.
I think it's more like people are trying to become unified to send a message. And the biggest thing that I think that keeps us from doing anything is we haven't realized that together we can definitely make a change.
Yes.
Like we can overrule.
But Americans are too dumb and pig-headed.
Well, they keep fighting at each other.
Yeah. But you're not much of a Marvel person. Who was I talking about this to? I don't remember. Have you seen Captain America Winter Soldier? That look. No. Anyway, just a little context. I'm giving you context.
Okay.
So there's a first movie, Captain America: The First Avenger. He's fighting the Red Skull. Red Skull was a Nazi, and there was a subgroup of Nazis called Hydra.
Oh, I think I saw that movie. Yeah.
So Captain America does the thing. We win World War II. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But there's still some of Hydra lurking around. They're lurking around, and they eventually get in the Shield. Shield formed the Avengers, and they protect the world from super threats, so on and so forth. But eventually, S.H.I.E.L.D. gets compromised because the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. is low-key Hydra.
Oh,
and there are people within S.H.I.E.L.D. who are also Hydra. So they went around and they would kind of, they'd be at government meetings and they'd kind of go like, Hell Hydra, Hell Hydra. They kind of whispering Hell Hydra, to their homeboys, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Captain America had to stop them. S.H.I.E.L.D. was compromised. All the S.H.I.E.L.D. had to go. And that was that. That's what I feel like we're living in now. Like the Civil War ended. All the sympathizers who were, what was that? Confederate or whatever. Mm-hmm. They were lurking around. They obviously stayed in the government. We still have statues of these motherfuckers, throughout the country. And they're all in the government. Hell Hydra, Hell Hydra. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now here we are. They exposed themselves, so now the government's not compromised. It still works. Yeah. But we let them gain power,
Yeah.
So it's like, luckily they're too stupid, and they all have a concept of a plan. They're pulling the plugs with no way to, with no other outlet to plug it into. Like that, I just heard that they want to fire everyone from the postal service. Okay, so who's going to fucking deliver the mail after you do that?
Yeah.
pulling all these plugs, click, 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 so they can give their billionaire buddies money. But you don't realize everything that you're defunding helps the country run, so y'all motherfuckers can have your money. So they're doing themselves a disservice in the attempt to give themselves more money.
Yeah.
So you see how it's not working.
Yes.
It's not, they're like stumbling over cords and stuff, trying to be evil villains, and it's not working.
Yeah, they're just chasing their own tail.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's just scary because it's just like, when is one of their plans going to end up working?
And that's the part that like starts to confuse, I would say, people like me that aren't very educated in these things. And I know that it might be an embarrassing thing to say that I'm 30 years old and I'm not educated in politics at all.
Well,
but it feels overwhelming. Like
it is, but I learned, I'm not a politics expert, but I learned by just watching the news.
Yeah.
That's it. That was it. Yeah. I just watched it every freaking day, because back in 2020 when he was the president back then, that stuff was making me anxious, and I just was watching it and watching, and I realized how dumb he is, and I felt like we okay, and then I just kind of tapped up, but I still watched the news just to know what was going on.
I just don't like getting into politics because people like
politicians
swear
are slimy.
Well, I feel like people swear they are the expert of whatever their opinion is, which they are. You are the expert of your own opinion. Yeah. But obviously, they take their opinion as a fact. Yeah. And that's where I just don't see eye to eye with other people. Not because I disagree or agree with anything that they're saying. It's just, I read people's energies. And if you're going to sit here and say, let me tell you why you're stupid, I don't want to hear it. Yeah, you already... And it closes off the ability for us to, like, give and take, like, what's good about your political party, what's good about yours, like, how can we make a medium, like, how can we get both of these things to work without the party even being involved, you know? Like, I feel like it's mom and dad. Like, mom and dad got divorced, and all they want to do is argue.
So you gotta pick a side.
And you have to fucking pick a side. And you're like, why can't you and you be both... be good?
Like, two things can be right.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's just like this. I don't know why there's a two-party system, because, like, in my mind, I feel like conservatism is not real. Yeah. Because it's all based on feelings and the fucking Bible, and just not. I don't want to say not being human, but not being, not taking into account how people are, because it's just like, being conservative is very black and white, and humans aren't black and white. Humans are gray. And so I feel like you have to govern in a sort of gray way. You have to let boys get married to boys. You got to let girls get married to girls. If someone,
how about we just stop everyone who does bad?
Yeah, that's all you got to do.
Who cares if people are marrying whoever the fuck they're marrying?
That's what I said. That's what I'm saying.
Just
how conservatism is not real. Don't be a bad person. Just be a good person. Just be good. Govern on doing the right thing. Yeah. For people.
Who cares what everyone is doing behind doors?
Fuck all that.
As long as it's not hurting anybody. That's what my dad always told me. As long as it's not hurting you or anybody else, you know, fine. You're fine.
I feel like there should be co-ed sports. Yeah. I would watch a basketball game where there's men and women on the same team.
Yeah, can you imagine like women whooping ass? Like,
I feel like that would be more interesting. Because then you have girls basketball and boys basketball.
And nobody cares about the girls basketball.
It's been fire, last year? It kind of blew up a little bit. Yeah. But I just feel like co-ed sports would be, I would watch it. Yeah. I would watch it over regular sports, because regular sports is boring. Yeah. I can't. You don't have, because like you think about football with girls on a football team, you would have to like change the rules a bit so a man doesn't knock a woman dead. you know? But there are strong women out there that knock a dude on his back.
Hell yeah. And I'm for that, for sure. Yeah. Football fantasy, is that what the one where the girls play in those tiny little bikinis?
That is lame. That is but
like anything a man can do, a woman's gonna do it, but in a bikini, and everyone's
yeah,
gonna
it has
be
to
interested.
be all sexual, and it's just like, nah, man. Like I was on Threads, and I seen this girl sprint. I was like, whoa, 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 and I rewound it, and I watched it again, and she was a little thick, and she took off.
Yeah,
I was like, damn. You know?
I feel like humans in general, we're pretty amazing creatures, but we attack each other so much for the stupidest things.
Yeah, they
I feel like we developed this awesome brain that can actually think outside of like the regular brain of just surviving, and we used it for nothing.
Yeah. Oh, you have a vagina, so you have to wear a dress.
Like,
you know, it's like such a big fucking deal, and it's not.
Like big inventions are already done. Like the light invention, done. Computers, done. Phones, done. And I feel like there is nothing that anyone's working towards because we feel like we've already made it. And so we're all just fucking...
They say AI is the next big thing, but I feel like it's not going to be that because we're still here squabbling.
Look there's a movie for whoever's listening. If you have not watched Idiocracy...
Yeah, that comes out a lot recently.
We are literally, like, it's honestly, at first when I watched that movie, I was like, ha ha ha, that's so funny. And now I'm just like, I am concerned.
And we're all here wearing Crocs, too.
As I kick off my Crocs.
I think that was the movie, the guy, I think it was some movie, this guy, I don't know if it was that one or some other kind of post-apocalyptic thing. But he's like, I want to find the ugliest shoes to put everyone in. And then those turned out to be Crocs. And then everyone, you know, not from this movie, but eventually everyone just started wearing Crocs.
Yeah.
I showed up here in fucking Crocs.
I know. What's wrong with them? Why are they so comfortable?
They're really comfortable.
But yeah, that's where politics is heading right now. If we all don't start understanding, educating, and stop arguing, like just start listening. And I do that all day at my job. I am a listener. I get paid to listen to people and understand with empathy. And I think that the world right now needs that. We need more empathy.
It's just like people lack empathy, but then when you're not empathetic towards someone, then they get offended.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
it's like, I don't give a fuck about you, but you better give a fuck about me.
Yeah, it's crazy. But like, I was so anxious, but now I'm just like, I'm tapped out of anxiousness. I'm tapped out of anxiety. I'm just tapped out of all the emotions.
I am too. Like, I joke around a lot. Like, my coworker, the same one that was talking about politics earlier, he's like, if this, and this happens, you're going to go back to the kitchen, Natalie. And I was like, you know what? At this point, it doesn't seem too bad.
Yes, oh shit.
Do you know how hard it is to be working and trying to just make it through a day? Like, it's hard. It's really hard right now. And I don't want, I mean, I do like cooking, but, you know, that's besides the point. I like being where I am. I'm not struggling emotionally, physically. I'm in a good place. So there's not a lot that I can complain in my own personal life, but I want more for everyone around me. I want more for us. I want more for the generations to come. And I see how important it is for me to educate myself on these things and not just turn a blind eye, because that's not doing anything either.
No, you got to stay informed. You have to stay educated. And I just want everyone to be happy, even if you're fucking MAGA. You know, I want you to be fucking happy doing whatever it is. You know, riding your horse, freaking shooting beer cans in the backyard, whatever you guys fucking do.
You know what I've noticed?
You know?
Yeah. That's fun, actually. You know what I've noticed is right now, what the world needs is community.
Yeah.
And we lack that. Tell me the last time you've talked to your neighbor.
I don't fucking talk to them.
Exactly. You know, when's the last time you went to a community event?
We don't have the third place anymore.
And that's the thing that I truly think that this
I feel like that's an American problem.
This is going to kind of get us into Japan, but we've been researching Japan for a minute because we're going and we're planning all these events. And a lot of the things that I'm noticing is that even my friend who just came back from Japan, she was living there a couple years. They have community. Everybody cares about everyone. Everybody wants to make it feel safe. Everybody wants to make it stay clean. Everybody is involved in keeping the streets clean. Everyone is involved in making sure the kids get to school. The kids are playing in a safe area, like everyone. And this is from somebody who lived there. This is something that they told me. So she had her baby there, and she would take the baby to the park, and her baby would be running around, and she didn't have to worry because she knew that every single parent there was also taking care of them. Like, it is such a community, and they move as a one. And that is something that here we're missing. And again, it could be back culturally, right? Like, there's so many different types of cultures, and we clash so much here. But I think at the end of the day, I think we all want to feel accepted, and we all want some sort of community. And I think that's
it's like
what's
we
missing.
all want the same thing, but we're here fighting each other on how to get it.
We're all fighting each other on how to make 8. 4 plus 4 equals 8. 6 plus 2 equals 8. 1 plus 7 equals 8.
It's all equals 8, so what does it matter?
Yeah, and I guess that's my point. And
that was a nice analogy.
Yeah,
I was like, well, 8.
Like, what are you talking about, Natalie?
Math.
Why not 10? Japan.
My theme song for Japan.
What is it?
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Domo.
You know, I only listen to it for that 15 seconds when I'm making my countdown post.
I've been listening to...
I haven't listened to the whole song yet.
I've been listening to Japanese, like, playlists. And I'm not trying to, like, be that person, but I'm being that person. I just really want to, like, understand some of the culture. Not that, like, I'm trying to be, like...
So you're not culture shocked?
Yeah, but I also want to make sure that I'm being respectful when I'm out there. So, like, I'm learning things, like, the do's or don'ts of stuff out there. But then I also just like listening to music. And so I started listening to Japanese indie, which I am absolutely in love with. I don't know what the words are saying, but I'll, like, Google Translate. And I'm like, okay, I like this song without knowing what the words were. And now I really like this song with the words.
Like, I listened to Japanese music the majority of my adult life. Never understood a goddamn thing I was listening to.
I mean, my mom did that when she got here to the U.S. She listened to Michael Jackson. She was like, I don't know what he's saying, but...
Yeah, let's go! That's why I feel like a lot of these, when the K-pops... When the Koreans come over here... When the K-pop groups come over here and you have all these Americans there, I'm like, bro, like a quarter of you understand this language.
Yeah.
But it'll be a packed stadium, you know?
Yeah, because it's not necessarily, I mean, I'm sure it's about the lyrics, but I think it's just like the talent that's going into it. Yeah. So I'm really obsessed with Japanese indie. I have a song that I'm obsessed with right now.
Like I had, this was back in the MySpace days, early Facebook, and I had a friend that lived in Japan, and we would share music and stuff all the time. And he told me, I'll never forget this shit. He said, if you lived in Japan, you would be cool because you have good taste in music. I was like, fuck, boy.
Well, we're about to find out.
My taste in Japanese music.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I used to listen to a lot of Kodakumi, TM Revolution. Now he's Takanori Nishikawa. He just goes by his name now.
Yeah.
And then there's Overworld, and there's Gact and Hyde. They were the boys back in the day. If you like metal, and they're real gothy vampire-y guys.
Okay.
And then they were gay for each other, but it was
I
think they're both like freaking 50 now. That was back in the day. And who else? There, I got a whole list, and I discovered a lot of groups from watching anime. I'm like, oh, I like this theme song. Then I'll deep dive into that artist. And then if that artist worked with somebody else, ooh, I like that art. And then it just became like a whole web.
Yeah.
And
that's literally how I've been getting music. And if anyone who's listening has some good Japanese songs we should listen to, please let us know, because I'm very excited about this. I love traveling to different places, but I always want to be respectful of, you know, like the culture that's there, because obviously, like, here we're a mixture of everything and everyone. And so when you go to a place that is, you know, there's like different cultures there too, but majority of it is going to be
Japanese and you adapt. It's just like if you come here, adapt. So when you go there,
like Tokyo, there's going to be people from all over the world. But when we get to the smaller little cities, it might not be
very,
as much.
very Japanese.
Yeah.
But I feel like my mannerisms, because I was in the martial arts growing up, and that whole vibe it just resonated with me.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm Japanese without being Japanese, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like I would fit in. I don't have to. What word did I use? Adapt. I don't have to adapt.
Yeah.
Because it's just me.
Yeah.
You know?
And you've been learning Japanese too, right?
Yeah, I just been keeping up. I don't think I'm any better.
Yeah. You know more than me.
I can ask for things. Where's the train? I learned how to say, like, I live here. Don't ask me now. It's really like it just sort of clicks.
Yeah.
You know, because I remember one time I got this the Full Power Grid Man, if you know what that is, from the deluxe version. And I was reading it, and I was looking at it. I just can't, like, I knew what the bottom said because I know what it is. And then I was just kind of sounding it out. And then I looked at the kanji and not the kanji, but they put the katakana at the top for people who's not good with kanji.
Yeah.
And then I read it, and I was like, did I just read that? I thought I forgot.
You're like, what the hell? Am I high right now?
And I read that shit. I was like, oh, I felt good.
Yeah. But let's talk a little bit about what we're gonna do. So we're trying to plan Tokyo Disney. We're trying to go to. I'm trying to go to Mount Fuji. I want to climb Mount Fuji, and
okay. Let's do it. Like, what is the one thing that you're excited to do?
Be in Japan.
Just be there.
Just be there. Like, they have the coolest little things. Like, we've been sending each other videos back and forth. So, like, the Capybara Cafe. They have, like, random little, like, animals that you can entertain with. They got deer everywhere in, like, the little areas that we're going to be at. Oh, my God. I'm so excited. Tokyo Disney, I'm just excited to do because I heard it is better than our Disney. So we'll see. It's not like the biggest thing I want to do. Like, if we just end up not doing it, then I'm like, damn, that sucks.
Yeah, I don't know about Disney, because, like, if they had, like, the Marvel and the Star Wars stuff, I would go. But it's just regular ass Disneyland. So I'm just like, how much better can it be?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know, Corey. That, you know, it might. We just have to see. That's why we're going. Yeah. I want to do, like, a underground meet for, like, the drifter. Oh,
yeah. We got to hit up that guy.
Yeah.
We got to put in our, I don't know.
You know,
I just got to message him.
We might go to the red light district.
I am going to the red light district.
We'll talk about that.
I am going.
Off mic.
You know? I follow this account on Threads. I forget what it's called. I'm going to put a link in the description. But there'll just be girls on the street, and I'm like, I don't want none of that. But there are the girls that entertain. There are the strip clubs, and then the
hostess.
The hostess.
That's what they call them.
But yeah, but it's all there, you know. And I'm just like,
I'm going
for it. I'm down. I'm down as fuck. Let's fucking go.
You know what? As long as we all have a good trip. There's days where we're not all going to be together. Me and my boyfriend are going to be doing our own thing with Mount Fuji. Nobody else wanted to go hike it.
Nah, I'm not. Nope. That's like 3 days, Natalie.
It's 2.
It's still like
one going up and one coming down.
Yeah, because I'm just fucking hyped just to look at toys for hours.
At the end of the day, I think that we all agreed that we'll have dinner together. If during the day we're all kind of just separated, running around, that's fine. There'll be some days where we're doing things together. But this trip is mostly about just having friends explore different places outside of the US. You know, me and Miguel started traveling when we first met outside of the US. And I think that it's really opened us up, like, just culturally, and just understanding that this world is so big and we live in these small bubbles, and we just want our friends and family to experience these things. And so I'm very excited that this time so many of us joined. 8 of us are going.
8? Is it 8?
8, and then 2 other people that are friends with our friends coming will meet us there. So I mean, but us traveling together, there's 8 of us. So be excited. And then maybe next time when we go somewhere else, there'll be more of us, and it'll be fun. It's going to be stressful. 8 people was a lot to handle and coordinate.
Yeah,
but
I'm not going to lie. I may low-key get in the mood.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, because
but that is...
It's almost reaching my limit of too many people.
Yeah. But at the end of the day,
like,
that is one rule that me and Miguel have stuck to in all of our trips, is when we are on a trip, we don't get mad at each other, because this is an opportunity that unfortunately not many of us will ever have ever again. And so don't ruin it for a mood that is going to, you know, you're going to regret later, like, damn, if I wasn't pissed off, you know, I could have gone this and this and that with you guys. Or if I wasn't so pissed off at the airport, you know, it wouldn't have felt so shitty on the plane, right? So when things don't go right, me and Miguel do laugh it off. And it makes the trip just seem a little bit lighter.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm kind of a dickhead. And if someone is being a dick, I'm going to let them know. But I'm trying not to be as aggressive. But I am going to say something.
I think it's fine with saying something, you know? Like the last time we went with people, I pulled someone to the side and I was like, hey man, like stop attacking him. Like just let it go. Like we're on vacation. We're literally on the other side of the world. Like when are you going to do this again? Right? Just chill. I get your anxiety gets a hold of you, but I think you just, right now, you just need to let it go. If you want to fight with him when you're back home, that's fine. Do that. But that's going to be in like 7 days. I need you to loose off till then. Write it down in a journal.
Chill the fuck out right now.
Write it down in a journal so when you get home, you can just bring it all back up. But right now, we're having dinner in Bali in a forest. Like, can we just fathom that right now? Like, don't do it. Don't do it.
I feel like more people need to travel, because when you leave your country, then you just you come back with a different perspective.
Yeah.
And it's just like, because you know how the news have, like, America is the only country that doesn't really focus on world news. So we never really know what's going on in another country. And then when you hear it, it's always this biased take on it.
Yeah.
You know, Fox News. But you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everyone knows what's going on here, and they're like, America's fucking up right now.
America's
and, you know,
stupid.
and they're doing what they got to do to protect themselves.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like if more people just explore and you don't go to another country on some bullshit, you know, disturbing the peace and being American in a non-American country.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't make us look bad.
Yeah. It's just like, I feel like there would just be less tension here, you know?
I think, again, it goes back to just having empathy, you know? Like, not everyone is like that. Obviously, when we go travel, we don't think like we're Americans. We deserve the best of the best. But there are people who have that mentality and want to be treated like I'm better than all of you guys, so you should treat me with that much respect.
I'm American, so kiss my ring.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
We've talked to people, like the chauffeur we had in Bali, like we've asked him and he was like, yeah, dude, like some Americans think like they are owed everything when they come out to places like this. And that's why a lot of people hate Americans, because it's that mentality of like, I can do whatever I want. I can destroy things. I can just be an absolute mess. And it's cool. There's no respect, right? And I don't think anybody wants to be disrespected. And at the end of the day, I think it's just be respectful. Like, just be mindful, be respectful, and shit's going to be fun, you know?
Yeah, don't show up in someone's house fucking it up.
Yeah.
Just think about it like that. You know?
Yeah.
Because Americans are the first one to tell you that they don't want you here.
Ooh,
so, you know?
way to bring that back around.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, be respectful in somebody else's country. That's all it is. You know?
But Japan, here we come. We got T-minus how many days?
I don't know. It's roughly a month.
Yeah.
Because we got one more week left in this month.
Yeah.
So what, like 30 some days?
26 days.
God damn, that's scary.
I'm so excited.
I was getting close. But yeah, I'm just like, I'm going to see I want to go look at a lot of vintage Japanese toys, and I just want to just look at them. It makes me so excited.
I'm just excited to be around new people. I'm excited to just try new foods, to just...
I want to go just like hit up like a little ramen little cart. And
we're going to hit up everything.
And mind my fucking business and just...
People watch how they just... I like people watching. No matter where I go, I love to people watch. I'm going to enjoy that. Anything that we do, I'm going to enjoy. And I think that's why I'm such an easy partner when it comes to traveling. I'm just excited. I'm just happy to be there.
Like Milo.
Like Milo. Milo's just happy to be there. He don't care if we're sitting at, I don't know, a waiting line for 7 hours. As long as he's there with me, he's happy. And that's me.
Yeah, not too much else to say about Japan, really. I feel like I'm just, as you can tell, just excited about toys.
Yeah. And I'm excited about food. Not even
Japan. Like, I'm just like, I want to eat our fast food there and see what it tastes like. I want to try some Pizza Hut and some McDonald's and some Burger King.
We've had Pizza Hut in the China airport that we were at, and I did not like it. But we had McDonald's in Thailand, and they had fried chicken. I had to get it. It was so goddamn good.
Fried chicken at McDonald's?
Yes.
The fuck?
It was so good. It was so good. And all their KFC had lobster and shrimp.
Huh. That's different.
Yeah, but it was so good.
Chicken and mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes aren't even real potatoes.
They weren't.
It's that fake shit.
It's just powder. Powder and chicken. Well,
yeah.
Japan, here we come.
Japan, we're it's almost there. All right. Any final words on this edition of the DYNAcast?
Yeah, my final words are, let's just educate ourselves. If you're feeling overwhelmed, of course, take a break. Take care of your mind. Take care of your body. And, just empathize with the fact that everybody is human.
Yeah, what she said. Same thing. All right. Peace out.
Bye.